The recent Oprah interview given by the Duke and Duchess of Sussex sent shockwaves around the world. Meghan Markle's revelations of racism and lack of support she experienced as a member of the British royal family deeply upset many. While some supported her brave decision to speak out, others felt she had betrayed her royal duties and family. Among those conflicted over the fallout was legendary feminist and activist Gloria Steinem. On the one hand, Gloria has been a friend and ally to Meghan for years, sympathetic to the discrimination she faced. At the same time, as a leader in the fight for equality and social justice, Gloria believes using one's platform constructively is paramount. When reports emerged that Meghan had directly pleaded with Gloria to publicly defend her and demanded the removal of an award in Gloria's name that Meghan had been honored with previously, a clash of principles began to take shape. Gloria was understandably hesitant to engage in vindictive attacks or petition cancellations that did not promote open-minded understanding. Behind the scenes, tensions rose as Meghan increased pressure on Gloria to fall in line with her wishes. She felt Gloria's influential voice needed to unequivocally condemn the royal institution and criticize its lack of meaningful reform. For Gloria, blind condemnation was not the answer and could backfire, undermining her lifelong message of bringing people together through respectful dialogue. While still empathetic to Meghan's experiences, Gloria held firm that change happens most effectively through education and appeal to humanity's better nature rather than destructive force. She made clear to Meghan that her campaign and reputation were not tools to be wielded like weapons against perceived enemies, no matter the personal relationship. Some of Meghan's advocates were angered by Gloria's refusal to comply, seeing it as a betrayal. "No place for traitors" began trending on social media in reference to both Gloria and the royal family. Meanwhile, others voiced support for Gloria's principled stance of promoting reform through appeal rather than attack. The discourse became increasingly polarized, mirroring wider societal divides. As tensions rose, Meghan's frustration grew at feeling let down by those she suspected weren't doing enough. For Gloria, staying true to her values of nonviolence, empathy, and bringing people together through open discussion, not division, was most important. She made attempts to calmly express this to Meghan and find understanding, not escalation. However, despite past closeness, the relationship became fractured as both women clung to opposing philosophies in how best to enact change. Where one saw righteous demand, the other saw destructive force. For Meghan, compromise seemed like appeasement of a system in dire need of overhaul. To Gloria, compromise represented the only path towards that very goal of reform through unity instead of division. With neither willing to budge from their principles, an impasse emerged which could not be bridged. Where there was once friendship and alliance, now lay only ideological disagreement. As the rupture played out privately, the public clash of philosophies sparked broader debates online over the merits of reform through consensus versus revolution. In many ways, this philosophical conflict mirrored past societal schisms over the strategies of nonviolent leaders like Gandhi and King versus advocates of more combative tactics. It also highlighted generational disconnect, where one generation sees protest, another sees destruction. Ultimately, no consensus emerged on which approach is most effective, with reasonable people disagreeing on the answer. The fallout from Meghan and Gloria's ideological split underscores how even the most important social causes can splinter allies when questions of approach and method divide those who share the same end goals of equality, justice, and change. It serves as a reminder that progress is messy, complicated, and full of imperfections as people of good faith prioritize different paths forward. While the relationship has fractured, both women's commitment to advancing inclusivity, dismantling systemic discrimination, and fighting for a more equitable world remains as strong as ever. However, their philosophical divide shows that agreement on the what of progress does not guarantee agreement on the how, and reasonable people of conscience can disagree on process while retaining shared values. As conversations continue around the path ahead, this chapter demonstrates both the opportunities and challenges of reconciling approach between longtime allies. Overall, It spotlights how even the most important of causes are journeys, not destinations. And unity requires understanding different perspectives instead of condemnation for perceived lapses from ideological purity.